Well, good evening, all my little Pokemons. Mewtwo's here with you tonight. Well, we're going to start a new series here on this. It's going to be a thoughts, but it's going to be specifically about video games. Now, get a little preface here for what you can expect on these, I'll talk about a game or a series of games if there's not a lot to talk about a specific one, and we'll go from there. Now, first one I'm going to go over. One that has definitely made a big impression on my life would be the Borderlands series. Now, these are big enough, they're each going to get their own videos, so we'll start with Borderlands 1. So, go there. Alright, this is a game I've had for a long time. I believe from both versions of it, the original and the HD variant, over around 1,000 hours total. Adding up all the Borderlands at this point, I know I have probably close to the 3,000 hour mark, so let's just say I've had a little experience. Now, I have obviously played this game through a few times, and all of the DLC, except one, technically I've never actually finished. I'll get into that, but we'll start with the game itself. It had 4 characters to play with, which were all actually pretty fun. My favorite being Mordecai, the sniper. Lilith the Siren was pretty fun. Roland, definitely my second best choice. And Brick. Brick was probably my weakest of them. I mean, yeah, he's really strong, but I was not a big fan of the melee combat in these games, so his special attack didn't really do anything for me. But Mordecai, with all his extra sniper powers, or going with the multi-shot with a bird thing, awesome. Like that stuff. Now, the game itself being a first-person shooter plus RPG function really worked for me. I like the fact there were a variety of any kind of gun. Obviously, sniper rifles are high on my favorites list. Fully automatic handguns were actually like a really close second for a long time. So, you have guns that get better as you get better. You get better as time goes by. You get more health from and more accuracy from using weapons, more everything. You have a skill tree that you level up and get more stuff in. So many bad guys to kill, so many things to collect, so much money to earn in the game. It's really a good flavor, a good setup. And you start in a very deserty area, which is where most of the game actually occurs, is mostly in these deserty wasteland zones. In the very end, you end up at some vegetation and some ice caps in the very end. You can tell they were a little rushed with the first one at crunch time because the end was really short. It felt like the end was just kind of pushed on. That's okay. We're not going to hold them back on that because we went from there. I love the bad guy variety. I love the fact that we had humans, we had guys in power suits, we had, well, they're just like body armor, but it was cool. It was something different. We had the alien creatures. We had lots of creatures like the skags and the rack and the spider ants. It added a lot to the game. There was lots of things to get through, lots of interesting areas to be in. Yes, most of it looked like a deserty type wasteland, but they at least varied it up. Lots of caves. It's an all around good time. And the grinding didn't feel so much like grinding because you would be leveling up as you were going. Now, there are some things you could grind for in the first game that are a lot more sticklery of grinding, like maxing out your bonuses on a given weapon type, which may have sat and done at least a couple times for all the weapons. But you just have to keep killing things with any particular type of weapons, and you would get more accuracy, more reload speed, etc., which is kind of convenient. Makes playing with that gun a lot easier, the more you do it, it does make the game show you're getting skill as you play, in the way that you play. So say you used handguns and sniper rifles pretty much constantly. You're fast at reloading those. And then you pick up a SMG or a shotgun that you had never, you'd not really used any of those things. You're slower, you're less accurate because your character has not had time to play with that. I really felt that did add immersion. It added more personalization, not just by using the skill trees, but by actually your actions making a difference. Yes, you could sit there and grind and make all the weapons maxed out, but you didn't have to do that to be the best that you wanted to be, the best you wanted to play. And elemental weapons in this game were just amazing. All the different things you could react with. Fire, acid, electricity, explosions. So much fun. I know this game is like old at this point, so I still don't want to spoil the end. But you do eventually get to the vault, and there's a thing, and stuff happens, and it's actually a pretty good. I feel it was sufficiently a satisfying end boss. Yes, the last two levels felt kind of rushed, but it still had I feel it still added a good epic finalization to it. And this game just wasn't done with being a game. You had all of those levels, which you could play again as all four characters. You had Vault Hunter mode, where you play the game again with all the stuff you already started with. Originally, you start the game with like a gun and you stink. Now in the second playthrough, you start with everything you still had, all your levels as you are, and just the game gets harder. Which makes some of the things a little more interesting. Some of the stuff that's like would have been really short sections are now super short because like, all right, here's the first two bad guys you kill. Okay, and here's the next one. He's gonna be you're not tricky. You're good. You're okay. But it gives you a second game on it, and all four different characters gives you different ways to play through it. So that's a good option set. Then you had DLC. You had 4 of them on this game. Only one I didn't really finish ever was the Moxie's Battle Royale thing. I only ever was able to play by myself, so that was really, really hard to get through some of them. And I'd never actually even made it through a single battle. And I tried really hard. It's just whenever I hit too many guys coming at me at once, I could only kill it so many people at a time, so yeah, you know, can't win them all. But the other 3 DLC were really fun. The zombie one, excellent. Lots of cool zombies were added into the game for that section. They're all in their standalone areas, so they don't interact with anything else. So, lots of good zombies. Cool quests involving collecting brains through headshots. Really great swamp environments, which added a major change to the dull brown that almost everything else was. You had this area with all these trees and water. So it added interesting fun. And then there was the General Knox's Armory section. More vehicles and roads. And things to shoot with the vehicles. It was fun. In the main game, there's one car you get, and you can either have a rocket launcher or a machine gun on it. Yeah. But in this section, there are 3 vehicles to play with. So you have options, you have fun, and places to put everybody. So you can all hop in and go doing stuff. My only complaint about that one was it seemed like they kind of overutilized the road system, and it took sometimes a long time to get from point A to point B because of, okay, you're on this side of the map. I have to get on this side of the map, and it's like, well, it's going to be a 10 to 20 minute part of my day. Track. Oh, there's a roadblock bar. Gotta get out. Fight through guys again. But lots of good guys to kill. Lots of good weapons to pick up, and a lot of cool stuff. So, and that one again had a good, satisfying boss. Both these DLCs had good bosses, so you had something to look forward to in the end. Um, Finally, the last DLC, which came out very late in the game, was the Claptrap's Revenge one. He's a little critter that's basically kind of the steward of the game. Here and there, you run into him. He'd open up doors or turn on gates or something or other like that. And now he's kind of the mascot of the game. There's only like one of him normally now, but in the first game, they were all over the place. In the end, Claptrap's Revenge, one of them goes psycho and then starts getting all the others to attack you. And it's a shooting gallery fest of a DLC. You really get to take down stuff. And it's a hoot. The good humor, good silly bonus collectibles that turn into achievements, so it's something worth doing. But I would definitely recommend this. If you've never played it, they did come out with an HD remake recently, just before the third one came out last year. And they gave it free to people that had already owned the game. And I played it through again because I like it that much. Again, my favorite character is Mordecai by far. But, I mean, Autumn really likes to play as the Siren, Lilith, because of her speed ability and able to catch up and get in there and do damage real quick and be an SMG master and the elemental destroyer. So that'll be the first Borderlands game, and definitely something that has wasted a whole lot of my time. Just can't say enough good about it. I like it. Like it. And it was originally a gift to me by a friend who hardly knew me at the time, but knew Autumn real good, and figured we'd all have fun playing a game together, and go figure. We had fun playing that game together. So, lots of good pew-pew. Alright, well, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoy this kind of video, well, there's going to be more coming because at least I'm going to finish this series of games to talk about. I have quite a few other ones in my repertoire of things I've wasted my time on. So, I hope you have a lovely rest of your night. Don't forget the Patreon link is down the bottom if you're interested. The more supporters I get, the more cool stuff I can buy to make the videos better, like better lighting, which has already been bought. One piece of lighting, I might need to buy more. I'm looking into potentially getting a better camera. Something that's more standalone than using my webcam here, maybe for videoing in the other room. Yeah. Well, have a lovely night, and remember, Mewtwo's watching you as you game.